Hello my friends, in today's video I'm going to be continuing my drugstore best and worst with mascaras and eyeliners. Now before I even get into this video, I feel like somebody has got to make the statement that if you are struggling to find a perfect mascara for you and you feel like the same problems keep repeating no matter which mascara you purchase, instead of buying a new mascara, you may benefit from learning a new technique. If your issue is your mascara clumping, you may benefit from using a lash comb like this. I say this with great hesitation because, look, you can obviously see it's a dangerous little tool. This one is the Essential Eye Tool from Urban Decay. You don't necessarily need to purchase this. You can also clean off an old mascara wand, especially the more plastic bristle ones. I find those work as well. But it makes such a huge difference. You just brush this through your lashes after you've applied your mascara and goodbye to the clumps. And if your issue is that your mascara is always running, you may really benefit from setting your mascara. It blows my mind that more people don't talk about this because it is such a helpful technique. All you do is use something like this Sigma lash fan, grab your favorite powder, translucent powder, dip it into it, and set your mascara the same exact way you set your concealer, your foundation. In my opinion, those are both game-changing techniques, and I just don't know why they're not talked about more. Alright, so let's get into the best and worst of these mascaras here. I'm gonna start by talking about the ones that are not pictured. I'll put them up on the screen so you know what I'm talking about. First of all, L'Oreal's Lash Paradise, the dupe for Too Faced. That is a wonderful mascara that I will never again purchase because it dries out completely in less than a month. So to me, it's better to buy Too Faced better than sex. Especially if you do the math, it's $10 for that mascara and $21 for Too Faced. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's a shame because it really is a great mascara, but it just doesn't last long enough. And also, I won't repurchase any more e.l.f. mascaras. I love e.l.f. as a brand dearly, but their mascaras are just very disappointing. And then let's talk about what I have here that is definitely not worth your money. This Ulta Limitless Lashes mascara is one of the worst mascaras I've ever tried. There's wet mascaras and then there's goopy. This is definitely goopy, just absolutely not worth it. It's possible that this is because I got it sample. Okay, yeah, it does say sample, so this one was a gift with purchase. It's possible the full size is better, but after trying this, I don't want to risk it. So let me know if you have bought Ulta's mascaras and if they're better, because we all know at this point, Ulta gives out the worst samples. I don't know why. I'm also gonna have to say I can't recommend Ardell's Wispies mascara. This is a fiber building mascara, and basically this, if you've never used a fiber mascara, they're very difficult to work with. And I think that one of the biggest problems is a lot of mascaras have come out more recently trying to create an all-in-one formula. And if you look at this wand, you can see just how much the fibers are collected all over it. Does that look like something you want to put on your lashes? This was okay the first few times that I used it, but it just ended up getting so fuzzy that it's unusable. I'm pretty sure they did pull this off the market. But I'd be really careful with these fiber mascaras. If you get the fibers in your eyes, it's not fun. It's even worse if you wear contacts. So I just wouldn't recommend fiber mascaras, or at the very least buy the two-step method fiber mascaras. You need something to have the fibers attached to. I just think these all-in-one, they just always end up being a miss. And one more, I gotta say one more I don't recommend. The Covergirl Peacock Flare is just one of the most disappointing mascaras that I've ever tried as well. It's frankly just disappointing. It's not necessarily terrible, but it's a mascara where you spend time building it up, and it barely looks like you have any mascara on. To me, that's just a waste of time. There's other natural mascaras that will give you a nice look and actually, you know, again, look like mascara. Now we're down to only the mascaras that I do like. Let's cover all three of the Essence Lash Princess mascaras. These are very popular mascaras because they're only $5 and they are actually really good options. The one thing about these is that all three of them are a wet formula, and your preference for these is going to depend on the type of wand that you like. I think the green tube is the most classic. This one is the False Lash Mascara. Because this is a wet formula and this is a thinner bristled brush, what's going to happen is it deposits more of the product onto your lashes. I'd have to say that this is my personal preference because I do like a more dramatic lash, and I do think that this one does deliver a dramatic lash. The Sculpted Volume Mascara is my second pick, the purple tube. It has a nice wand to it. It has a curve, so it gives you a little bit of a lift to your lashes. Not really the same as curling, but a bit more of a lift. So this one looks less heavy on the lashes, which means that while the green tube might be maybe 2 coats to a really dramatic look, I'd say this one is probably 3, but that also makes it a little bit easier to work with. Then the orange one, the Volume Mascara, I think this one is my least favorite, only because to me this wand is kind of odd to work with. Because of its shape, what happens is you get more volume in the center of your lashes, and I kind of prefer the volume to spread out towards the outer edge of my lashes. So I think, you know, this one's really just a personal preference thing as well, as is the case with mascara. Total side note, is this orange or pink? Because I feel like somebody's colorblind and I don't know if it's me or other people. I keep hearing people say the pink lash princess and I'm like, wait a minute, but it's orange. I do think that all 3 of these are great mascaras. I would just say the false lash effect is going to be the most volume, the fastest, and the other 2 just have different wands to them. This is a newer one to me and I do want to talk about it. This is the L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara. This one was sent to me by Buzz Agent. I do really like this, but my biggest con with this is that for as wonderful of a mascara as it is, you are paying $3 extra, because this is $12.99, for a wand that bends, and I'm not sure it really does all that much, and for a mascara that can stand up on its own. That said, the mascara itself is genuinely a fantastic mascara. This lifts, it lengthens, it gives volume, it's not too wet, it's not too dry, it's really a fantastic mascara, but, you know, it's $3 more for that. I can see myself repurchasing it, but even for me, I gotta admit, I'd wait for a sale, because otherwise I can just catch, you know, Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty and get a high-end mascara, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk about this one next. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara. I have owned this in the full size, but I have it in a sample size now, so I really do like this, but there is one con with it. It is extremely hard to remove. This is definitely that type of mascara where you kind of need a high-end makeup remover. At least I haven't found a cheap one that works as well as Lancome's by Facile. But if that doesn't bother you, this is really a wonderful mascara. Let me show you the wand on it. I think this is such a classic mascara at this point that probably almost everybody's tried it. But again, it really is great for volume, for lengthening, lasts all day, doesn't really flake, great mascara. Let me get this other sample out of the way while we're here. This is the Maybelline Great Lash. I don't actually love this mascara that much. This is not a bad mascara, but I don't honestly think it's a great mascara. Well, no, this is for people who like a more natural lash. That's absolutely what this is. This was sent to me by Almay. This is the Multi-Benefit Mascara. You know, when I first got this and before I'd even tried it on, I thought it was going to be a lot like Too Faced Better Than Sex as well, but it's not. It's definitely more of a natural look with a little bit of fibers to it, as you can see, but not too much. It's kind of funny because this one falls into a weird area for me where it does give you extra volume, but still not a false lashes type of look. So I can see this being more of an office type of mascara. And one thing about Almay is that it is a good option for more sensitive eyes. NYX Worth the Hype. Okay, so this mascara is just fine, but I think its name is really misleading. If you see a mascara called Worth the Hype, aren't you going to think that it gives you, you know, a ton of volume or a false lash effect? Well, it turns out that what they were going for with this Worth the Hype idea is a mascara that does everything. So it is not too wet, it is not too dry, it is not too volumizing, it is not too lengthening, but it is all of those things. It does not flake. It's a very in the middle mascara. You know, the problem with that is if you try to have a mascara that is not too much on the side of anything, it just kind of ends up being not that talked about. So it's really not a bad mascara, but don't buy it thinking that it's going to give you a false lash effect when it's really just more of an everyday mascara. I want to talk about these 3 together because they're all plastic bristle ones, although for what it's worth, so was the L'Oreal Unlimited. Out of these 3, I'd probably have to say that CoverGirl's LashBlast Volume might be the best choice. What I like so much about plastic bristles. So plastic bristles are really good for separating. If you do not like clumpy lashes, you might love a plastic bristled wand. Some people don't like them because they are worried it's going to poke them in the eye, or possibly they do poke themselves in the eye. But for me, I love this because I cannot stand clumpy lashes. My one problem with this, and don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic mascara, really gives nice volume, a little bit of lengthening, beautiful wear on it. The only thing I can't stand is the smell of it. This has such a heavy Covergirl scent. I don't know what they use to scent all of their products, but they definitely use something, and it's odd to me. I don't like smelling my mascara. But all that said, most people probably are not bothered by that. I'm more sensitive to scents, I think. And you know, this one is a classic. It's been around for a long time. It's a good go-to mascara. Definitely does give you excellent volume. But for me personally, because I'm funny about scents, I do like these maybe more for myself. This is the Flower Lash Warrior. To me, this mascara is a good compromise between that false lash effect and an everyday mascara. It definitely can be built up to more volume, but you can also just wear it daily. No scent to this, great separation, no flaking. I really like this, but again, I think that it may not be quite enough volume for some people. And then finally, the Wet n Wild Lash Renegade Mascara. I actually really love this mascara. It's quite a different wand, and honestly, I thought I might not like it, but I do. I like that you can tilt this around and kind of push out any potential clumps you may have. It just gives great separation, wears really well, and is dirt cheap. I believe this one is $3.99. All right, and that brings us to the lash primers. Now, I think there are two types of people that will enjoy these, and if you don't fall into those two groups, then you probably don't need a lash primer. One is people who are going for the false lash effect but don't want to put on falsies. And then the second group of people are people who have a lot of issues with mascara flaking off. Again, because you're starting with a base and it's a bit of a stickier base, your mascara is going to stick to it better. So for me, the classic here is L'Oreal's Voluminous. This one, to me, just does everything that I just described. It holds onto my mascara, it creates a fantastic base. It is around $10 for this one, while the Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer is only $5. So I really wanted this to be an absolute favorite, but this is finicky sometimes. This one, just like the Essence Lash Princess Mascaras, is kind of wet. And because of that, if you mix it with the wrong mascara, it can make your mascara end up looking kind of gray. Obviously, because white plus black equals gray. It doesn't happen every time, though. It seems that a more dry mascara in general, it doesn't happen with. And also, if you have this open for a little bit of time, it won't happen as much. So I've liked this more the older this container has become. I'm not sure how helpful that is, since you are supposed to throw your mascaras away at the 3-month mark. So between the two, I will pay the extra for the L'Oreal next time. I just think it's more worth it to me to not have to play games with it. But this is a good option if you have a mascara that it works really well with. Alright, let's finish this video off with some eyeliners. I want to get out of the way my personal favorites. I really like gel eyeliners, cream eyeliners, and this one is one of my absolute favorites. This is the Wet n Wild Cream Eyeliner. If you're trying to save money, I would push you towards this type of product before anything else. The liquid ones in the tubes, those dry out a lot faster than these. This is the type of product where you can rehydrate it really quite easily. There is a tiny bit of a learning curve to figuring these out, but once you get it down, it just opens worlds of options for you. I also have a colored option from Kiko that is fairly nice, but any of these colored ones, any of them, the brown one I have from Tony Moly, this one is that maroon color. All of these are going to be more finicky to work with than a black. I don't know why. They're fun for playing around with, but I just don't find they work well for everyday use. This Tony Moly one, I'd actually have to say this is a miss. Because for me, it's just way too creamy. You don't want a gel to be quite to the texture level that this one is, so sadly I'd have to say this one was a miss. If you want something more natural, I'd say, you know, you're good with an old pencil liner, the Kajal liner. These aren't used that much anymore, but I did get this one from Kiko. This one is a nice olive color. It's just very good for, you know, like a work-appropriate situation. This is really a great eyeliner. Now, I know the most YouTube-friendly type of eyeliner is definitely your liquid liner. So let me just say my absolute favorite is the Makeup Revolution Renaissance Flick. This is such a good $9 eyeliner, and it is why I've stopped buying Stila's Stay All Day waterproof eyeliner. It is super easy to work with. You can draw a thick line, you can draw a thin line. Just honestly, it's everything I need in an eyeliner, and I love the shape of it as well. After that, I would have to say the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This one is good, but the problem that I have with it is that sometimes once you draw it, it kind of dries up for the next couple of minutes, and you have to kind of shake it back into place. This one is a cheaper option. This is the e.l.f. Intense Ink Eyeliner, but I don't like it as much. For me, this one just isn't as black as the other options. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate example. So yeah, I'd have to say I don't really recommend this. I think that it's only okay. The Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeliners, I have quite a few of these, and I really do like them a lot. They're $3 and they're phenomenal. But I'm not gonna lie to you, these types of brushes are harder to work with, so I don't recommend drawing a wing with them. You'll have a hard time. Why am I trying to draw a wing on my hand? I'm not one of those people that can draw the whole eye on the hand. Have you seen those? This is the Almay liquid liner. This is actually a really nice liner as well for the same use as the Wet n Wild. It draws a nice line, but it's a felt tip, and because of that, I also struggle to draw a wing. But not everybody's out here drawing wings, and if you're not, I think that both of those are good options. Again, Renaissance Flick, it just has my heart. What can I say? So I'm gonna throw this one away, actually. This is the NYX Slide On Glide On Stay On Liner. So what I did with this is I bought some white eyeliners thinking I would use them in my waterline, but it's too abrupt of a look. I don't actually like it, even though I like bold looks. This is the Rimmel Scandaleyes 24 Hour in Nude, and I think it looks so much better in the waterline. It's not jarring. It's beautiful. I highly recommend these for the waterline. And then I have a couple of gel options. Ooh, I forgot to say the Almay products were all sent to me in this video. This is the Ulta Gel Eyeliner, and it really is great for tight lining. Very nice black eyeliner. Make sure you get the gel one, though. I don't like Ulta's pencil eyeliner at all. I already threw mine out. And then Almay's gel eyeliner is great as well. That's actually more black than the Ulta one. Look at that. That has more of a green tone to it. I really do think this Almay one is incredible. And then I have one from ColourPop. I really am not the biggest ColourPop person out there, but they had some fun, colorful ones, and I thought that would be fun to try. Honestly, I never use it. Honestly, I only use black gel eyeliner. Because here's the thing, I use it for tight lining, and how often are you tight lining in blue, you know? So honestly, I don't use it, but it's a good product. Alright guys, so that's all I've got for this video. I pulled my my favorites forward for a, what do you call it, a curtain call. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, with these types of videos, please feel free to comment your favorites or your hated-its in the comment section below, because again, I'm just one person and cannot possibly try everything out there. If you like this video, please make sure to like it. I will link the playlist to all of my videos in this Drugstore Best and Worst series, and I will see you guys next time.